On behalf of the University of São Paulo, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Nobel Prize laureates, Professor Sid, Dave, and May Bright, for gracing our university with their presence. I also wish to congratulate FAPESP, the Brazilian Academy of Science, and the Nobel Prize Outreach for their commendable initiative. This meeting will certainly serve as a catalyst for our students and faculty to further their research endeavors. The groundbreaking contribution to quantum physics, asymmetric organocatalysis, and the pivotal role of the cells in the entorhinal cortex have enriched the global science discourse. We hope that the laureates enjoy their stay in Brazil and at our university. Thank you very much.
Good morning. This is being transmitted, so good afternoon and good night, depending on where you are. For me, it's an honor to be here. The Nobel Prize Dialogue is a result of the partnership between the Brazilian Academy of Science and the Nobel Prize Outreach that started some years ago. In April 2021, we got together students from all states from Brazil for an online meeting to discuss the value of science with two laureates. And in October of the same year, another online meeting to discuss the value of science with 24 Latin American countries and the Caribbean, and for the theme United by Science. Now, thanks to the efforts of a pleiad of people who work together towards setting up this event, we are honored to welcome and thank again Mai, Britt Moser, Serge Aroche, and Dave McMillan for giving their time to discuss the theme of building our future together with science. With the next generation that's sitting here and watching us on the screen, represented by undergraduate, graduate, and young researchers. This is the second event of this kind that we hold. The first one was on Monday. So now we can say we have two events already in Latin America and the Caribbean. And I want to say that this event is also part of the celebration of the 9th anniversary of University of São Paulo. And it's a university from this state, and that we are really, really pleased that now is part of the selective group of the best 100 universities globally. This year, Brazil also is the host of the G20. And the precept, I'm going to repeat a little bit myself from Werge. I apologize for that. But it's a different audience and we have to mention some topics. The precept of the Brazilian government for the G20 is building a just world and a sustainable planet. And the Brazilian Academy of Science, as organizer of the 2024 edition of the Science 20, defined science for global transformation as the motto. This Nobel Dialogue is also part of the S20 activities. Furthermore, the 5th Brazilian National Conference of Science, Technology and Innovation is taking place in the beginning of June. And this meeting of the Nobel is part of the conference, representing one of the events dedicated to youth. These debates will contribute to the youth recommendations for the 5th National Science, Technology and Innovation Conference. I want to thank the efforts of several stakeholders, and special thanks for FAPESP, Fiesp, and University of São Paulo. Special, very special thanks to the fabulous staff from Nobel Prize Outreach, as well as from the Brazilian Academy of Science, who have worked hard to achieve this goal. Our most special thanks to FINEP for the financial support to all these events, and also to each one of you that are participating in this most relevant ceremony. Finally, I want to remind all of us that in September 2015, 193 countries approved a global agenda to be achieved by 2030, aiming to free our people from the tyranny of poverty and protect the planet. Bold and transformative measures were outlined, with our governments committing to embrace them to steer the world towards a sustainable and resilient path. These actions are integrated and indivisible and must balance the three dimensions of sustainable development: the economic, the social, and the environmental. Also, this collective journey is anchored in science and in the commitment that no one would be left behind. We are 7 years away from the established deadline, and we realize that we are still far away from the desired and agreed upon goals. So I ask each one of you, young generation, to embrace science, to embrace education, to transform the globe. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, dear Nobel Prize laureates, speakers, students, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and friends. Welcome to the Nobel Prize Dialogue. As Helena said, we started this event in Rio de Janeiro on Monday and continue here today in Sao Paulo with all of you. That really makes us all very happy. My name is Erika Lanner. I'm the director of the Nobel Prize Museum in Stockholm and also here today representing the Nobel Foundation. The theme for the dialogue, as you know, is how to create a future together with the science. Humanity is indeed facing a lot of short and long-term challenges, and we need to find the way for science to help us build a better world. We will have the chance today to listen to our 3 Nobel Prize laureates. We'll get their perspective on what has driven them, how they've overcome setbacks, and how they've also managed to communicate their findings with their colleagues, with policymakers, and with the wider public. As you know, the Nobel Prize is named and invented by entrepreneur and an inventor Alfred Nobel. He was convinced that we can shape our future if we put our trust in, but also see the beauty and the combination of the natural sciences, literature and art, peace, work and politics. He also knew that this takes a continuous quest for knowledge. It takes collaboration and it takes the courage to make wise, fact-based decisions. And we who work with the outreach activities around the Nobel Prize, we know that they're a great source of inspiration for people, young and old, all around the world. And we facilitate dialogues of this kind to show the importance of staying curious and open, yet critically minded. Many of you today are here as students and from Brazil, but also from countries all over the region. And I hope that today will make you think about how we together can make society to get the most out of what science can contribute with, and the academic world in general can contribute with, so that we may create the future that you want and that you deserve. And you, students, are of course immensely important here. We really love to have you as an audience, but that's not all of it. If you listen to the Nobel Prize laureates, you will hear them emphasize again and again the importance of you, because the future of science will lie in your hands. We're really happy to be organizing this event together with the Brazilian Academy of Sciences. We've had a good cooperation for many years and developed a strong friendship, and we're really happy and grateful to the entire Brazilian Academy of Science, and it wouldn't, of course, have been possible without Helena Nader, who we just listened to. I would also like to give a special thanks to the University of Sao Paulo and Rector Carlos Gilberto Carlotti Jr. for providing this fantastic venue and allowing us to be here today. The Nobel Prize Dialogue in Rio and Sao Paulo 2024 is organized by Nobel Prize Outreach and the Brazilian Academy of Sciences with the support of the Nobel International Partners, 3M, ABB, Capgemini, EQT, H2 Green Steel, and Scania. Thank you so much for making this possible. And thanks also to event partner Klabin. A special thanks to the Embassy of Sweden in Brazil, the General Consulate in both Rio and Sao Paulo, and the Swedish Chamber of Commerce. Thank you. Obrigada.